Hey, forever beautiful. Hopefully, y'all have had an amazing day. You did something for somebody. You were productive for sure. Okay, and they let you know that they appreciated that. Okay. Now we're gonna get right into this. So before we do, make sure you push that blue button, y'all. What turn the button blue? Make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are privy to every single video that I upload, y'all. Okay. Now, this is part two, the dose to um, the last story time. You know, my first love. Anywho, let me pick this up where I ended. So he was a barber, right? Now y'all know how barbers do. You know how they get out. You know that they making money back to back to back to back as long as they got clients, right? I know this because I'm a hairstylist, and I was charging $200-300 a pop. Do you hear me? But anywho, that ain't about me. Now, um, so this particular evening, right? He comes home. I already told y'all leading up to this point. So he comes in, right? Now, rent is due the next day. Okay. You shouldn't have any excuses because you've been making money every day for the last month. And I'm talking about all day, right? So, you come in this night. I'm laying on the couch. You coming in the door, you dragging. I could tell he was dragging all day, all the way home, through the door, and all of this, because this how he came in. Looking all crazy and pitiful and shit, right? And I go, I ain't said a word, but it was all over my face. Definitely in here. So he comes in, go in his pocket, and he was like, pow. He smacked the money on the floor. I said, it ain't sound too good to me, right? Now you only paying your portion of the rent. Wasn't that difficult, and it wasn't that much. Anyway, here I go. I looks over to the side. Here I go. That didn't sound too good. And I look up at him. He looking crazy as hell. I said, I ain't even got to count that. I know that ain't what it's supposed to be. And then he goes into, yeah, well, I don't want to hear your excuses. Don't start running down no dumb shit to me. I'm not interested. I never was. Don't want to hear it. Never did. Okay? So, I'm looking. I said, I already know that's not what it's supposed to be. He said, well, that's all I got. How? You didn't had a whole month to get this little bit of money up. You could have got that shit probably in a couple days' time. You know what I mean? I have questions. But then I had thought about it. No, because the agreement was, and I told him from the beginning, if you do not have your portion of the rent, guess what? You gonna have to go. He agreed to it. So why would you come in here and shortchange me? I'm not backing up from what I said. It's no negotiations. We ain't talking about it. We ain't doing none of that. Anyway, so he was like, my guess. Ain't no you guess. I said, I'm going to need you to pack your shit. I'm going to need you to call these people so they can unhook your shit and take it back to your mom's house. You cannot stay here. Okay? And I meant that. He done went on dragging his ass, tail between his legs and all of this shit. Listen, you did this. It didn't have to be this way, but you chose to do this. Anywho, so next day comes, you dragging, you done went to work, and you looking out, still same bullshit. I took it upon myself. I ain't got to wait for you. And packed all of his shit. Make sure I ain't leave nothing because I don't want you to have to say, oh, I think I. No. Everything you brought is everything you got. Okay? We ain't about to do it. Anyway, so, he gets on the phone. He calls a ride for them to come and get him, this, that, and the third. But see, it wasn't that smooth because you got to remember, he was on house arrest. So we had to call these people who was on the phone with these people. Somebody came out, they stayed with us for like, I think it was like 6 hours, 4 hours or 6 hours. Okay, y'all, so clearly this is another day. I'm gonna talk fast because I gotta clear some storage. Anywho, so we were in the hallway for like 4 to 6 hours, something like that. And finally they were able to remove him from the property. Okay. And I told them, make sure you get my keys. He claimed he didn't have the keys, blah, blah, blah. So he left, they left, but they must have knew that he was going to try to come back around, which he did. Okay. And they told him, you got to leave the property, you got to get out of here. So he did. The next day, he comes back. I'm sitting on the couch in the window, right? I see you, okay? You coming in and you got the keys. You think you're gonna get in, but you could not because the door was jimmied. Okay. He like, I just want to talk to you for a minute. Blah blah blah. No, no, we ain't doing none of that. Okay. So he tried for a while. No, bueno, no good. Okay. He goes around to the back. My cousin intercepted him. Okay. He was like, bro, what you doing over here? And he was like, I just want to talk to her for a minute. She was like, he was like, nah, bro, she ain't messing with you. She don't want to deal with you. And all of this. That didn't stop him. Just so, oh, I gotta get my woman back. Listen, you ain't got no woman over here. So he got the keys to the back door, right? But you can open the back door, but you didn't have the key to a gate, to my gate. I am smarter than that. You definitely was never gonna have that. And I'm just looking at him, sitting in the kitchen, right? I'm looking at him. You know, open the door, the kitchen door, but you cannot get in the gate. So I'm just standing there looking at him. He was like, dang, I can't come in and talk to you for a minute. Absolutely not. We did this already. Ain't nothing to talk about. You know? And he was like, you think that's okay? Da, da, da. He pissed off, mad or whatever, but none of that mattered to me. I'm not interested in what you're talking about. And if it was a conversation to be had, this could have been had already. We definitely ain't about to do it at this point, right? Anywho, so finally, my cousin was like, you still think she gonna talk to you? She wanna be bothered with you? She don't. And he gave up after a while or whatever. He went on the left. And yeah, that was the end of that story. Okay. He tried afterwards. He called himself being smart one day. I'm going to pay my phone bill, right? And I gets there, and they was like, "Your bill is already paid." I'm like, "How?" They said somebody came in here and he said he was paying this bill for you. Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Thank you." It ain't like it's gonna make a difference. So he's calling after he paid the phone bill. I got to know that he did it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, um, I paid your phone bill for you today." Yeah, I go, "You didn't have to do that, but thank you." And I guess he thought that was a leeway to start some more shit. And yeah, no, we ain't doing that, sir. When I'm done, I'm done. Ain't no going backwards. I did that once, and that was with him. Definitely wasn't about to do it again. Okay, so yeah. That was the end of that. I couldn't deal. Definitely wasn't going to deal any further. And, yeah, that was all him. I heard from him again. Well, I did, you know, because his mother was my godmother, but whatever. Anywho, it ain't even worth talking about. Okay. That was the end of that. See y'all on the next story time. Good night.